1. Had one lady call the cash cage, don't even know how she got that number, and wanted to speak to someone in the deli, but did not want me to put her on hold or walk away from the phone. It went down like this. Me. Cash cage, this is Sir Slick Rock, how may I help you? Wasn't enough of a clue. Lady. Yes, I need to pick up blah blah blah, meet this, meet that, blah blah blah. Me interrupting. To whom am I speaking? Lady. This is Camilla Huffenstuff, and I need to pick up blah 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 times 3. Me. Ma'am, wait. This is the cash cage, and I'm sorry, the deli and or meat department don't have phones. But if you call extension 123, the receptionist can take down your order and get it to the appropriate persons, and they can get back to you promptly. Lady. I'm paraphrasing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be put on hold either. Me, thinking critically. Ma'am, I can have someone in the right department talk to you directly, but I need you to call me back at the phone listed on the top of any receipt. It's my register and I will answer it. Since I'm in the cash cage by myself right now, I can't help you from here. Lady. Well, can't you page someone then? Me, getting fed up. No, ma'am, I can't. Lady. Yes, you can. Don't tell me you can't. Get that black boy who has a nice voice to do it, the tall one. Me, not yelling. No, I cannot, while I'm on the phone with you. Lady. Just have the black boy do it then. What's so hard about that? Me. Ma'am, I have not been a boy for a very long time. I thought about the way she said black boy. When I answered the phone, I stated where I am and who I am. Even if I was not the person you insist I get to, I wouldn't be able to do that since I'm in a room by myself, on the only phone that can page the store in this room. And most employees are not allowed in this room since there is a safe in here. Lady. Well, can't you just walk to who I need to speak to, or another phone, and not hang up on me? The not part was in the bitchiest way you can imagine. Me, about 3 seconds from cussing her out so bad her hairline would feel it through the phone, but decided not to. Nope. Lady. That's rude. Why not? Me, giving the shortest answers I possibly can. Corded phone. Lady. Oh, I thought I called a cell phone thingy. Me, you called 07 XXX XXX quadruple-X. In Germany, all cell phones start with 01XXX, and landlines follow area city codes starting with 02 to 09. That has never been a cell phone number type. Lady. You know what I mean. She finally relented after I hung the phone up and paged for someone and had them standing by to take the call before she even called my register. 2. Years ago, I worked at a gas station. Customers would pump, then come inside to pay or pay at the pump beforehand with MasterCard, Visa, or American Express. The pumps had a large sticker right where you insert your card, indicating that it takes those 3 cards. It does not take debit because there was no PIN pad before credit cards had pins. One day a woman pulls up to the pump and starts putting her card in. The computer instantly gave me an error. I reset her pump and talked to her over the intercom. Me. Ma'am, it didn't take your card. Try again, please. The error comes up again. I reset the pump. Me. Ma'am, it didn't take your card. Are you trying to use a debit card? Customer. Yes. Why won't it take it? Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, the pump doesn't take debit. There is no PIN pad at the pump. Only MasterCard, Visa, and American Express. Customer. Well, how am I supposed to know that? Me. It's posted on the pump, right where you put your card in. Customer. Well, it doesn't say it doesn't take debit. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but it lists the cards it takes. You're welcome to pump your gas and pay inside with your debit when you are done. Customer. It should say that it doesn't take debit. Me. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't list every item that the pump doesn't accept. The list will be too long. The pump also doesn't take cash, but I don't see anyone trying to put cash in them, because it's not one of the 3 items listed that it does take. Customer. How dare you asshole! Ma'am, some gas stations used to take coins at the pump. There are also dozens of credit cards out there that this pump also won't take, like the Discover card. I'm sure there will be payment options in the future that this pump will not be equipped to take either. I can't list every item in the world the pump can't take, but to make it easy for you, I can list the 3 payment methods that it does take. Customer: smartass. I hang up the intercom and turn to my coworker. Me: I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. 3. Warning, this post is not safe as work as hell. So I have been lacking in the boyfriend/girlfriend department for a little while now. Okay, 2.5 years. I'm a slut. Is there a different term for a guy? And I since calmed down. Well, I finally caved and went to an adults-only shop because I had gotten sick of righty and lefty was just boring. I was embarrassed, but I have needs and I'm done with the whole I'm young, let's party phase, so no more meaningless hookups. I'm also still struggling with addiction. 3 years clean, but the cravings still hit. And I think a relationship might cause me to use again. So, toys it is. So I'm browsing the aisles and I'd already picked out a couple items I was interested in when I was approached by a couple. Mind you, I'm in a shirt that I'm 99% sure no store outside of a smoke shop would allow. So I can safely say I did not look like an employee. The woman removes a massive dildo from her basket, catching me off guard. Like this thing was set a nun on fire from 30 yards. I'll call her and her consort Kinky Lady and Kinky Guy. Kinky Lady: can you tell me if you have anything bigger? Me: Kinky Guy: babe, I'm telling you, that's the biggest they have. Kinky Lady: this is a huge store. It was like half the size of your average Walmart. There has to be something bigger. Me: I don't... Kinky Lady: like, yeah, this is big, but I want a huge, you feel? Sometimes I want a tight fit. I'm looking around in panic for an actual employee, but there is not one in sight. For whatever reason, I decide my best course of action is to go along with it. Me: well, they might have the XXL Annihilator. It's a real thing, Google it. It is the biggest, blackest dick. Kinky Lady: oh, where is it? Me: I don't know. Kinky Lady: why not? Me: I don't really work here. Kinky Lady stared at me before her and Kinky Guy started laughing hysterically. I'm standing like a sheep in front of 2 wolves. While they're distracted, I kinda bolt. I'll have to wait to go back and buy what I had picked out. 4. I'm a supervisor for a thrift store that raises money for low-income families and victims of child abuse and neglect. I'm very proud to be working for them, but we get a lot of very frugal customers that like to argue and haggle prices. This is just one of dozens of stories I could tell, but is definitely the one that made my blood boil the most, so far. For context, this happened right after I started working here. We were, and still are, short of staff, so I often cover the register. We've had an ongoing problem with customers removing the price stickers in the hopes that they'll be able to get things for free or at a reduced price. So we have a policy that we don't sell anything without the price on it. As a supervisor, I can guess prices at my own discretion, but I don't do it unless I'm absolutely certain because I don't want to set a bad example for my cashiers. On this day, I was on the register, and an older lady brings up a pair of speakers without a price on them. Lady: can you tell me how much these are? I couldn't find a price on them. Me: I'm very sorry, ma'am, but we're not allowed to sell anything that doesn't have a price on it. I'll have to send those to the back to get priced again. Lady, very sweetly: but couldn't you just tell me the price? I really want these. Me: no ma'am, I'm very sorry, but we're not allowed to set prices in the front. I am, but I don't know anything about these speakers to know how much they're worth. Lady, now visibly irritated: fine, go find out how much they are. Me: I'm sorry, but we're short of staff, so it'll probably take a day or 2 for them to price it again. I'm really very sorry. I know this is a huge inconvenience, but... Lady:
What? But I can't come back tomorrow. This is for charity, for children. Don't you need the money? I'll give you $10 for them right now.
Me, yes ma'am, we are a charitable non-profit, but I have to follow the rules. We do accept cash donations though, so if you'd like to... Lady.
I'm not just going to give you money. I want to buy these. You got these for free, so they shouldn't be more than $10.
Me, well, we still have overhead to cover, and I'm still new here, so I can't really break these rules. Lady.
Then go get your manager. She knows me. She'll tell you who I am. I am a big contributor to this charity, so she'll sell them to me.
At this point, I could have just told her that I was the front-end supervisor and it was my decision, but I decided against it in case she really was someone special. I went and told my manager what was going on, and she said she knew exactly who it was, so she came up front to talk to her. Manager. Hey, Ms. Grumpy. It's good to see you again. Is there a problem? Lady, using the sweet old lady voice again.
I just wanted to buy these speakers, but there wasn't a price on them. I tried to explain to the cashier that I already know the price, but she doesn't know me like you do. I don't think she understands that this is a charity and that every dollar counts.
Manager. Actually, I stole the sweet rolls as our new supervisor, but she is still learning the ropes. I'll make sure she knows who you are the next time you come in. I do remember those speakers though. I actually priced them myself at $50. Lady.
$50? That's a little high, don't you think?
Manager. They sell new at $400 each, and we're selling the pair for $50. She then explained about some minor cosmetic damage, but that they still worked perfectly and had some new parts. I don't know enough about speakers to remember exactly what she said. I think that's pretty fair. Lady.
Well, I've already spent so much time here just trying to find out the price. I think I should get a discount.
Me jumping in trying to be helpful. Oh, we do offer discounts for seniors, students, teachers, military, and anyone who donates things to the store. Lady.
I didn't ask about that. I want a discount for the inconvenience.
Speaking to manager.
She's so rude.
Turning back to me.
You shouldn't interrupt people when they're talking.
Manager, we can't give you a discount for inconvenience. They're priced at $50. That's already low for what they're worth. Lady.
But this is for charity. Wouldn't you rather sell them for something than nothing?
Manager, yes ma'am. But you have very good taste in speakers. We won't have a problem selling these to someone else at the price we've already set. Lady.
Fine, but I don't like how this store has changed since you hired new people. I don't think I'll be coming back here again. You obviously don't care about the cause anymore. It's just all about money now.
Manager, I'm very sorry you feel that way. I hope you'll change your mind. Have a nice day. After she left, my manager told me that the lady was notorious for removing prices and trying to haggle. She was one of the biggest reasons that we had to create a new policy about it. So, mission accomplished. I definitely know who she is now, and I know to keep an eye on her every time she comes in. Because as is almost always the case, she didn't follow through on her threats not to shop there anymore. She did file a complaint with our main office though. She said that I had an attitude with her and that I refused to sell the speakers to her, which was ignored because she's filed so many complaints in the past. 5. So it's about a minute or so after closing, but there were 2 customers in the back with a bunch of fabric that they needed to get cut, and 2 at the registers. I finish ringing out one of them. Here comes Distressed Bride. So Distressed Bride comes up and is trying to be as polite as she can be under all the stress she's going through. So on top of her planning our wedding, she has lots of ideas she wants to incorporate in the wedding, and that's why her cart was so full. She's really stressing out about how she might be over her budget, and not be able to go through with her ideas. She also says she wanted some things that are locked up, spray paint, some bridal stuff, and she couldn't find a team member to help unlock it since we were all occupied. I asked her what she needed unlocked, and while she was unloading her cart onto the counter, I could run and get them as fast as I can. She needs gold spray paint, a veil, and a cake cutter set. So I have to run to the back to get the keys, then run around to get all three. It might take a moment, but she tells me that I didn't need to rush. I suggested that she look at her website for coupons since we had a 60% off coupon on our website. I also suggested she sign up for our text coupons. That'll send her a coupon on the spot off her total purchase. So I run to the back for the keys, then to the bridal section, and then to spray paint area. I run back to the cash registers with all the items ready. The 3 items I got were exactly what she wanted. So I start scanning everything, and I ask her how her day was going and what she planned on doing for her wedding with all this. I ask, "What are you making?" so it's not awkwardly quiet when I'm ringing up the items, and lots of times I really want to know. She tells me that she wanted to make her wedding more cutesy and also elegant. So she bought a few signs so that people knew where things were, and then the gold paint was to add a more elegant touch to everything. She also had a bunch of bridal and sewing stuff, because her friend was finishing up the wedding dress. After more details on her wedding, I finished scanning her items, which was up to about $300. Her budget for the craft items was $150. So I scan her 60% off coupon, and then her 20% off total purchase coupon, and that brought it down to $240 after tax. Distressed Bride is kinda starting to freak out, because that meant she had to decide on what things to not do, or if she could allocate budget in her wedding. I ask her for her phone again, and I do this coupon trick just for her. So our coupons off a regular price item, like the 60% off, can be duplicated legally. So I found out this trick where you type in almost every single number, except change the last number to something else. I explained what I was doing, and then I proceeded to ask more about her wedding. After I finished typing up as much as I could, I remembered that we take competitors, and I know that one competitor has a 60% off coupon, and 2 competitors had a 50% off coupon currently. So I enter in those onto the items that weren't discounted yet. Her total went from $300 to $120. She had a bunch of expensive items ranging from $30 to $50, so if you take 60% off a bunch of them, the savings start adding up like crazy. And then her 20% off total purchase. She is surprised as she stares at her total. She asks if she could hug me, and I said sure. She repeatedly thanks me over and over, and how I was able to make her ideas come true, and how I was her fairy godmother. She finished paying, and I had to walk to the entrance with her because our doors were shut down, and someone had to manually unlock and open it. She continues to thank me on her way out. But then she stops in her tracks. She asks if she could speak to a manager about me, and I call my manager up to the front. Manager is on her way, and I noticed the last 2 customers who had to get fabric cut. I excused myself as I went to help them. After every customer was finally out of the store, the manager walked towards me and told me how the distressed bride told my manager all about the stress she's been under about her wedding, and kept complimenting me for what I did. The customer even filled out a customer satisfaction survey, so if a customer fills one out for you, you get a silver pin. I was just glad that I could help her out. The distressed bride was no longer as distressed as before. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Retail number 18. Thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. I really sympathize with the person in story number 4 there, because I spent about a year working at a charity shop as a volunteer. And it was interesting. There were certainly some interesting characters, some stinky ones too. I remember there was one guy, really nice guy, I found. You often find some of the stinkiest people are. But he never washed. It was quite clear he never washed. He had long dark hair and quite a thick beard, wore glasses. And his hair was matted. I mean, if he just had better hygiene, he'd have been quite a nice guy to be around, I think. He used to come in and look at the books and things like that. And you're technically not meant to do things like this in shops when the customers are around, but he was so whiffy that the manager, who was a very nice lady, I really liked her, and I think she quite liked me too, she would grab the air freshener and just kind of casually go around the store spraying it about, and then she'd smile at him, like, hello there, how are you doing? Not being rude to him, but just trying to cover up the smell so he wouldn't drive other customers away. Then I remember one girl who was she was a volunteer, or was she placed there? The way it works is you'll sometimes, when you're unemployed and you try to find a job, you'll get placed in places ostensibly to get you experience, but really just to waste your fucking time, to be honest with you. So I was placed there for 6 months, and then I volunteered for 6 months, and it was fine. This girl was also sent on a placement, and I was volunteering at the time. I'd done my time there, and I was just back as a volunteer. And I was down sorting clothes that had come in and various donations, sorting through them. And I turned around to find this girl just sitting underneath the sorting table. Not doing anything. Just sitting there. Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, all right then. And I was about to burst out laughing, and that would have been a very rude thing to do in front of her. So I had to, as discreetly as I could, go upstairs and have a giggle on the shop floor. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, and with that, I think I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.